Hi guys! So today I'm going to read you Mouseton Abbey, The Missing Diamond. And this book is by Joanna Bicknell and Nick Page. And the illustrations are by Tim Hutchinson. Lord Mauston is such a forgetful mouse. He's always losing things. In the last month, he has lost 2 pairs of spectacles, his pocket watch, and his second best pair of trousers. No one knows how he managed to lose these things, especially the trousers, since he was wearing them at the time. Lady Bree bought him a planner for his birthday, so he could write down important dates. But he lost it. Lord Mauston was just sitting down to breakfast one morning when Lady Bree came in. "Good morning, my dear," she said, "and a happy Cheesemas to you." "I am such a forgetful mouse," said Lord Mauston. "I'd forgotten all about Cheesemas." And then he said, "Goodness me, the family is coming. I must get everything ready." And he rushed out. "Oh dear," said Lady Bree to the maid Raclette. "He's forgotten to eat his breakfast." Lord Mauston went to the great gallery at the top of the house, and there he saw before him the Mauston family's most precious possession, the great, big, cheesy diamond. Every Cheesemas, the Mauston family has a banquet. Great Uncle Gorgonzola comes all the way from Bavaria. Great Aunt Halloumi comes all the way from Bulgaria. And Lady Gouda, Lord Mauston's mother, comes all the way from her rooms at the other end of the house. At the end of the banquet, everyone gets a chance to hold the diamond and make a wish. And they all sing the traditional Mouseton Cheesemas song. "Cheesy diamond shining bright, make my wish come true this night." There are 96 more verses, but they don't sing those. Of course, the wishes only come true if the diamond is really, really shiny. So Lord Mauston removed the diamond from its case, put it in his pocket, and took it downstairs to be cleaned by Wensleydale, the butler. Or he meant to. But Mouseton Abbey is a big house, and Lord Mauston is such a forgetful mouse that before he knew it, he was horribly lost. Eventually, he saw a door he recognized, said, "Aha!" in a purposeful way, and marched right through. But it was the schoolroom where his daughters were just starting their lessons. Lord Mauston tripped over one of their school bags and knocked over a desk. Books and papers went everywhere. "Father," said Ricotta. "Daddy," said Mozzarella. "Papa," said Fontina. "Oh dear," said Miss Parmesan, their governess. "I've only just cleaned up." "Oh, yes," said Lord Mauston. "Sorry about that. Excellent work. Keep going." Then he looked around. "Oh, and does anyone know the quickest way downstairs?" "We'll show you," yelled the children. "We know a really quick way." And they took their father to the grand staircase. Where they all slid down the banisters. At the bottom, they zoomed off the banisters and landed in a heap. "Look out," said Ricotta. "Oops," said Mozzarella. "Whee," said Fontina. "Oof," said Lord Mauston. "Well, at least we landed on a nice, soft mattress." "That's not a mattress," said Raclette, the maid who was standing nearby. "That's Miss Swiss." They had landed on Miss Swiss, the housekeeper. "Oh, I do beg your pardon," said Lord Mauston. Miss Swiss was quite angry. "Please, my lord," she said, "I am trying to get everything clean for the guests. It is very difficult to clean things properly when people use the banisters as if they were a ride at the fair." "Oh, yes, of course," said Lord Mauston. "Sorry about that. Excellent work. Keep going." And they hurried into the kitchen. In the kitchen, Mrs. Cheshire, the cook, was preparing the Cheesemas banquet. She was stirring the mixture for her famous Cheesemas pudding. She serves this every Cheesemas, and it is Lord Mouston's favorite. "Ooh," he said, "can I have a little taste?" "No, you may not, my lord," said Mrs. Cheshire. "I'm just adding all the spices." "Oh," said Lord Mouston, "I'll just have a sniff then." And he sniffed the pudding, but all the flour and the spices got up his nose. Choo! Flour went everywhere. Raisins went everywhere. Cheese went everywhere. "Out you go," yelled Mrs. Cheshire. "Look at the mess." "Oh, yes, of course," said Lord Mouston. "Sorry about that. Excellent work. Keep going." And they hurried into the butler's pantry. In the butler's pantry, Wensleydale, the butler, and Monterey Jack, the footman, were waiting. "Ah, Wensleydale," said Lord Mouston, "do you have everything?" "Yes, my lord," replied Wensleydale. "You have the brushes and the cloths and the special cleaner?" "Yes, my lord," said Wensleydale. "Good, well done, excellent work, keep going." "There is one thing still missing," said Wensleydale. "What is it?" "The great big cheesy diamond, my lord." "Oh, yes, of course," said Lord Mouston. "I am such a forgetful mouse. I have it right here." He felt in his pocket. But the diamond wasn't there. "Oh, must be in the other pocket." But it wasn't. The diamond wasn't in any of Lord Mouston's pockets. In fact, the diamond was missing. "We must find it," cried Lord Mouston. "Hurry!" They hurried back into the kitchen and started searching. "No!" yelled Mrs. Cheshire. "I can't manage with all this disruption." "But this is an emergency," said Lord Mouston. "Don't just stand there. Come and help." They looked in pots and pans. They looked in buckets and bowls. They looked in the pantry, in the sink, and even under Mrs. Cheshire's hat. They searched and searched, but there was no sign of the diamond. Although they did find both pairs of Lord Mouston's missing spectacles. So they hurried to the grand staircase. Where they ran straight into Miss Swiss. "Oh, no," she cried. "Not again." "This is a crisis," said Lord Mauston. "Come and help." They looked in vases and urns. They looked in potted plants and under furniture. They looked in the umbrella stand and under the carpet, and even in Miss Swiss's pockets. They searched and searched, but there was no sign of the diamond. Although they did find Lord Mauston's lost pocket watch. So they hurried to the schoolroom. Where Mrs. Parmesan had just finished cleaning up. "Oh my goodness," she said. "I've just finished clearing the mess." "This is a disaster," said Lord Mauston. "Come and help." They looked in school books and pencil cases. They looked in the paint pots and under the blackboard. They looked in the desks and in the school bags, and even behind the big map of the world. They searched and searched, but there was no sign of the diamond. Although they did find the planner that Lady Bree had given Lord Mouston for his birthday. So they hurried to the great gallery. Where Lady Bree had come to see what all the fuss was about. "Do calm down, dear," she said. "You'll have one of your headaches." "But this is a catastrophe," said Lord Mouston. "Come and help." They looked on the shelves and behind the paintings. They looked in the candlesticks and inside the clock. They looked on the mantelpiece and under the rugs and even on the chandelier. They searched and searched, but there was no sign of the diamond. Although they did find Lord Mouston's second best pair of trousers. How they got there, nobody knows. The great big cheesy diamond was completely lost. "It's useless," wailed Lord Mouston. I've let down the entire family. The diamond has gone, and that means nobody gets to make their Cheesemas wish. At the Cheesemas banquet that night, Lord Mauston didn't laugh or smile. He didn't tell any of his silly jokes. He scarcely listened to any of the news from Bavaria or the stories from Bulgaria. "Where is the diamond?" asked Lady Gouda in a very loud voice. Said Lord Mauston. "Well, Mother, we thought we might have a change this year." "Eh?" said Lady Gouda, who was very deaf. "You think it might rain in my ear?" "No, I mean, we thought it was time for something new." "Some stew?" "I don't want any stew. We don't have stew at Cheesemas. We have Cheesemas pudding." At that very moment, Wensleydale arrived. "My lords and ladies," he said, "the Cheesemas pudding is served." Lord Mauston was so upset. He didn't even want any Cheesemas pudding. "Come along, dear," said Lady Bree. "It's your favorite." "What's the point?" said Lord Mauston. "The whole thing is ruined." "Yes, dear," said Lady Bree, "but we don't have to be hungry as well, do we?" So Lord Mauston tasted a spoonful, and it was yummy. He took another spoonful, and it was even more yummy. Then he had another spoonful, and it was, ow! He had bitten on something really hard. He spat it out. There, in his plate, was the diamond. "I found the great big cheesy diamond," he cried. "But how on earth did it get into the pudding?" "I know, Papa," said Fantina. "It must have fallen into the pudding mixture when you sniffed the spices and sneezed." So they passed the diamond around, and everyone made a wish. And everyone sang the traditional Mouston Cheesemas song. "Cheesy diamond shining bright, make my wish come true this night." Great Uncle Gorgonzola wanted to sing the other 96 verses, but he was overruled. Everyone said that they had never seen the great big cheesy diamond looking so shiny and sparkly and bright. "Excellent," said Lord Mauston. "Do you know, it looks so lovely. I think I'm going to clean it with Mrs. Cheshire's Cheesemas pudding mix every year."